Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, who am I becoming? You see, sometimes relationships can feel like a slow erosion of the self. Maybe you found yourself walking on eggshells, sacrificing your own dreams, or giving so much that you feel invisible. Sound familiar? Listen, if that's you, you're not alone. But here's the truth. Healthy, fulfilling relationships don't require you to lose yourself. They demand the opposite. They start with knowing who you are and what not to do. In today's video, we're diving deep into the 9 things men must avoid when interacting with women, lessons that are grounded in the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Now, why Stoicism? Because this ancient philosophy teaches us something powerful. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That's from the great Marcus Aurelius, and it's the cornerstone of everything we'll discuss today. These lessons are not just about dating or love. They're about protecting your mental peace, setting boundaries that honor your worth, and ultimately creating relationships that uplift, not drain you. So, here's what I want you to do. Grab a notebook, clear your distractions, and open your mind. Why? Because the things we're about to discuss could reshape the way you see yourself and how you connect with others. Whether you're someone looking for clarity in your current relationship or trying to grow into the best version of yourself before your next one, these lessons will hit home. From understanding when to walk away to knowing how to stand firm in your values, these 9 truths will empower you to live authentically and cultivate meaningful, respectful, and transformative connections. And let me tell you, this isn't about playing games or following trends. It's about becoming grounded in who you truly are. So, are you ready? Let's dive into these transformative lessons. And by the end of this, you'll walk away with not just insights, but practical tools to create relationships that don't just survive, but thrive. Let's get started. Number 9, don't stay in unhealthy relationships. Let's face it, walking away from a relationship that no longer serves you is one of the hardest decisions you'll ever make. But listen closely. It's also one of the most powerful acts of self-love. Staying in an unhealthy dynamic doesn't heal the wounds, it only deepens them. And that pain? It doesn't just affect you, it affects the other person too. Seneca reminds us, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Knowing when to leave is as vital as knowing how to stay. But how do you recognize when it's time to go? Unhealthy relationships come in many forms. Constant conflict that drains your energy, disrespect that chips away at your confidence, or emotional manipulation that leaves you feeling trapped. The longer you stay in these dynamics, the more they erode your sense of self, leaving you disconnected from the person you're meant to be. Here's the truth. Leaving isn't a sign of failure. It's a testament to your courage. It's you saying, I value myself enough to walk away from what no longer nurtures my growth or my peace. It's not about giving up. It's about letting go of what holds you back. When you choose to leave an unhealthy relationship, you're not running away. You're stepping toward a healthier, more fulfilling life. Think about it this way. By staying in a toxic relationship, you're closing yourself off from the possibility of something better. New opportunities, healthier connections, and a life that aligns with your purpose. By stepping away, you create the space for healing, self-discovery, and peace. And yes, the journey may be difficult, but the reward is worth every step. So, ask yourself this: is this relationship adding to my life, or is it taking away from who I am? If the answer is the latter, it's time to make a choice. Choose yourself. Choose peace. Choose a life where love doesn't feel like a burden, but a blessing. Remember, every ending carries the seed of a new beginning. By walking away from what harms you, you're walking toward the life you truly deserve. Number 8. Don't let others harm your mental health or happiness. Your mental health is your fortress. It's your most precious asset, the foundation for how you experience life. But here's the harsh truth. When you allow someone to harm it, whether through their toxic behavior or by constantly putting their needs above yours, you're handing them the keys to your fortress. You're giving them control over your happiness, and that's a dangerous place to be. Listen to the wisdom of the Stoics. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." What does this mean? It means your peace of mind isn't something you can outsource to others. It lies within you, and it flourishes when you prioritize your well-being, your boundaries, and your inner peace. No one has the right to disrupt that unless you allow them to. Here's the thing. If someone in your life constantly drains your energy, if their words, actions, or demands leave you feeling anxious, unworthy, or exhausted, it's time to reassess that relationship. This isn't about blaming or judging others. It's about taking responsibility for your own well-being. Your mental health isn't negotiable, and it's not something to be sacrificed for the sake of keeping the peace or pleasing someone else. So, what can you do? Set clear boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls to keep people out. They're guidelines that show others how to treat you with respect. They're acts of self-care that protect your emotional energy and ensure you have the space to grow, heal, and thrive. And if someone refuses to respect those boundaries, that's your signal to walk away. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's essential. When you prioritize your mental health, you're not just protecting your present peace, you're building resilience for the future. You'll have the clarity to make better decisions, the strength to face challenges, and the ability to truly enjoy life's moments without constant stress or negativity pulling you down. So remember this, your happiness and mental health are yours to safeguard. Never let someone else's behavior or demands rob you of your peace. When you take back control of your emotional well-being, you'll find that life becomes not just manageable, but meaningful and fulfilling. Number 7, don't agree simply to satisfy them. Let's be honest. How many times have you said yes when you really wanted to say no? Each time, it feels like a small act of compromise. But over time, those small acts add up, leaving you disconnected from your own happiness and passions. It's like trading your favorite book or hobby for something you don't even enjoy, just to make someone else happy. Eventually, it empties you. Marcus Aurelius captured this beautifully when he said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Every time you agree to something that doesn't align with your true desires, you betray yourself. You allow someone else to dictate your path, and that creates an internal conflict, a discontent that slowly eats away at your peace. But here's the truth. You're not here to perform for others or mold yourself into what someone else wants. Life isn't a stage where you're obligated to play a role to gain approval. This is your story, and you hold the pen. Saying no when something doesn't feel right isn't selfish. It's a radical act of self-respect. It's you saying, "I value my own happiness, goals, and identity enough to stand firm." Here's a practical takeaway. Practice the power of saying no. Start small if you need to. But remember that every no you say to something that doesn't serve you is a yes to your true self. It's liberating, it's empowering, and it sets the tone for healthier, more balanced relationships. When you make choices that align with your values and goals, you're not just protecting your happiness. You're also teaching others to respect your boundaries. So, don't let life become a series of compromises that leave you feeling empty. Stand up for yourself, Say no when it matters, and make decisions that bring you closer to your authentic self. After all, the most fulfilling relationships are built on mutual respect, not one-sided sacrifice. Number 6, don't reveal everything about your past. Your past is like a collection of rare and priceless treasures. Each moment, each memory holds a part of who you are. But here's the thing, not everyone deserves access to that treasure chest. Sharing every detail, especially the hard and vulnerable moments, can leave you exposed to judgment or even exploitation. And let's face it, not everyone has your best interests at heart. Think about it. Would you leave your most valuable possessions out in the open for just anyone to take? Of course not. The same goes for your personal story. As Epictetus wisely said, silence is better than unmeaning words. It's not about shutting people out. It's about knowing when to speak and when to hold back. Trust is something that's earned, not freely given. Only those who've proven they genuinely care about you deserve to hear the most intimate chapters of your life. Listen, this isn't about hiding who you are. It's about protecting your emotional well-being. Think of it as setting healthy boundaries around your story. You have the right to decide when, how, and with whom you share your past. Gradual sharing, over time, builds trust naturally and allows you to assess whether someone is truly worthy of knowing your deeper truths. The beauty of this approach is that it empowers you. It reminds you that your life story belongs to you and you alone. You're not obligated to explain yourself to anyone or lay your entire past bare just to feel accepted. True connections are built on mutual respect and understanding, not a rush to uncover every secret. So, take your time. Share pieces of your story with those who've proven they value and respect you. Because your past isn't just a collection of moments. It's a treasure, and treasures should be handled with care. Number 5, don't invest too much time in someone. Imagine this. Your time is like a vault of gold coins. Each moment you spend is a coin you can never get back. Now ask yourself, are you investing those coins wisely, or are you handing them out to someone who doesn't truly value them? Time is your most valuable asset, yet many of us spend it recklessly, pouring countless hours into someone else's life, while our own dreams, passions, and happiness sit on the sidelines. Listen to the wisdom of Seneca, who said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." It's not selfish to guard your time. It's essential. When you overinvest your time in waiting for someone's attention, constantly catering to their needs, or making their life your primary focus, you're essentially giving away the moments that could have been spent building something extraordinary for yourself. So, what's the solution? Balance. You need to allocate your time thoughtfully. Just as you'd budget money, budget your time. Ask yourself, am I spending my time in ways that nurture my growth? Am I pursuing my passions, expanding my skills, or even just taking the time to recharge? If the answer is no, then it's time to reevaluate. Remember, the right relationships will enhance your life, not dominate it. They'll inspire you to make the most of your time, not demand every spare second you have. You're not meant to be someone's full-time project. You're meant to be the architect of your own life. When you take control of your time, you take control of your life. And the beauty of this is that it not only makes you more fulfilled and confident, but it also allows you to bring your best self into any relationship. Don't spend your life waiting, overcommitting, or neglecting yourself for someone else. Use your time wisely, because it's the one resource you can never replenish. Number 4, don't push friends or family away for someone else. Think of your life as a tree. Your friends and family are the branches that extend outward, giving you support, stability, and connection to the world. Now imagine cutting off those branches one by one, all because you're trying to prioritize one person's approval or demands. What happens? The tree becomes fragile, unstable, and eventually struggles to stand tall. That's what you risk when you push away the people who've always had your back. Plato once said, "People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt." When you isolate yourself for the sake of one person, you're effectively choosing to limit your emotional and mental nourishment. Instead of growing stronger, you begin to wither, relying on one fragile connection to hold up your entire world. That's not a relationship, it's a trap. Listen, here's the truth. No relationship, no matter how exciting or intense, should force you to abandon the people who've been there for you through thick and thin. Your friends and family are your safety net. They're the ones who celebrate your wins, lift you up when you're down, and remind you of who you are when you feel lost. Cutting ties with them for the sake of someone else is like sawing away your own support system. Instead, take time to nurture those bonds. Call your family, check in with your closest friends, and make space for the people who've been by your side before any relationship came into the picture. They're not just your past. They're your foundation, your reality check, and your source of strength when things get tough. And remember this, the right person will never make you choose between them and the people you care about. In fact, they'll encourage you to maintain and cherish those connections, because they'll understand that strong relationships with friends and family only make you a more grounded, balanced, and fulfilled person. So, don't sever the branches that hold you up. Tend to them, nurture them, and let them grow stronger. The healthier your tree, the more fulfilling your life will be. Number 3, don't sacrifice mental health or happiness. Picture this. You're in the middle of a dark forest, and the only light guiding your path is your flashlight. Now imagine handing that flashlight to someone else, leaving yourself stumbling in the dark while they move forward with ease. That's exactly what happens when you prioritize someone else's happiness over your own mental health. It's a sacrifice that may seem noble in the moment, but in the long run, it benefits no one. Your mental health and happiness are not just important, they're non-negotiable. Think of them as the foundation upon which every other aspect of your life is built. Without them, everything else begins to crumble. As the Stoics remind us, your inner peace is your most sacred possession. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Protect that peace with unwavering determination." Now let's be real. It's easy to fall into the trap of overextending yourself, especially in relationships. You might think, if I just give a little more, they'll be happy. But here's the truth. If you're constantly drained, you won't have anything left to give. That's where boundaries come in. Setting limits isn't selfish. It's an act of self-preservation. And if someone truly values you, they'll respect those boundaries, not push against them. Here's a practical tip. Pay attention to how you feel. If you're constantly exhausted, anxious, or resentful, it's a red flag that you're overextending yourself. Learn to say no when necessary, and don't apologize for it. Saying no to someone else's demands is often saying yes to your own well-being. Remember, a healthy relationship doesn't ask you to sacrifice your happiness or peace of mind. Instead, it should amplify your joy and support your growth. So hold on to your flashlight. Navigate your path with confidence, and let others find their own light without dimming yours. Number 2, don't obsess over someone. Think about this. What happens when your life begins to revolve solely around someone else? Your goals, dreams, and identity start to fade into the background. It's like becoming a satellite stuck in orbit, forever circling their world but never truly moving toward your own destination. You lose your sense of purpose, and instead of living fully, you're merely existing in their shadow. Listen, Marcus Aurelius said it best. Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Obsessing over someone else often leads to neglecting the one person you'll always have, yourself. And here's the thing. Focusing on your own growth, dreams, and well-being isn't selfish. It's necessary. In fact, it's the only way you can truly show up as the best version of yourself, for both you and anyone you care about. The key here is balance. Relationships are about connection and mutual growth, not dependency or obsession. By pursuing your own goals and passions, you don't just become more grounded, you also become more confident and magnetic. Think about it. There's nothing more attractive than someone who knows their worth and has a vision for their life. So, stop being a satellite to someone else's planet. Stop shrinking your orbit to fit into someone else's life. Instead, be the star of your own journey. Shine brightly, pursue your passions, and create a life that excites you. When you do, you'll naturally attract the right people, those who respect your individuality and admire your drive. Remember this, obsession isn't love, and neglecting yourself isn't loyalty. True fulfillment comes when you embrace your own path and allow others to walk alongside you, not dictate your direction. Number 1, don't reshape your life to fit others. Picture this. You're holding 2 puzzle pieces in your hands, trying to force them together, even though they clearly don't fit. No matter how much you twist and turn, they simply won't align. That's exactly what happens when you reshape your life to fit someone else's expectations. It leads to frustration, confusion, and ultimately, a sense of losing who you truly are. Listen, there's a reason Seneca once said, "Everywhere means nowhere." When you spread yourself thin, trying to be everything for everyone, you end up being nothing for yourself. It's like being a chameleon, constantly changing colors to blend in when you were meant to shine as your unique, irreplaceable self. Think about it. Stars don't apologize for standing out in the night sky. They simply exist, boldly and beautifully. Why shouldn't you? The foundation of a healthy, meaningful relationship is authenticity. When you bring your true self to the table, you not only honor who you are, but you also inspire the other person to do the same. It's this mutual respect and individuality that allow relationships to flourish. So, the next time you feel the urge to dim your light or mold yourself into someone else's vision, pause and ask yourself, is this worth losing my identity over? Let me save you some time. The answer is no. It never is. Your individuality is your superpower. It's what makes you magnetic, valuable, and irreplaceable. Don't trade it for approval or temporary validation. Be the puzzle piece that stands out, the one that fits perfectly in its own unique place. Because the right people will never ask you to reshape who you are. They'll celebrate you for exactly who you're meant to be. These 9 lessons aren't just about avoiding common pitfalls. They're about taking back control of your life. They're about reclaiming your power, your happiness, and your authenticity. Because at the core of every great relationship is a person who knows their worth. Whether it's learning to set boundaries, safeguarding your mental health, or pursuing the goals that make your soul come alive, remember this. The key to building meaningful relationships starts with you. Now it's your turn. Which of these lessons spoke to you the most? Was it about protecting your peace, learning to say no, or walking away from what no longer serves you? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and tap the notification bell so you never miss more life-changing insights inspired by Stoic wisdom. There's so much more to explore, so stick around and let's continue this journey together. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care of yourself, protect your peace, and remember, you have the power to create the life and relationships you deserve. See you in the next video.